Hello, second grade. I'm glad you're here for another art lesson. Today we're going to be talking about pattern. So today we're talking about pattern, and in order for us to be successful, we're going to have to know that pattern can show up in art in the form of lines, colors, and shapes. Those are three ways that we show pattern. Here's an example of a winter scarf that I have. It's one of my favorites this time of year. And we can see that in this piece of cloth, we have all these different types of pattern. We see line patterns here. Do you see how there's stripes in the lines? There's zigzag lines going through this. There's some straight lines. We also see a color pattern. It uses red and white and black and gray as the color pattern. Let me pick one out here. How about this one? It's using red and black inside these lines here. Red, 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 red. Black is in between it. And then there are shape designs as well. You see triangles here. See these white triangles? And then the black triangles are going up the other way to fill in the line. So there's a lot of different ways we can show pattern. Today we're going to do a drawing. It's going to be a drawing of a penguin. And the little penguin, hopefully, if I can draw this correctly and lead you through it, he is going to have on a scarf and a hat. And so we will make his scarf and his hat have the pattern on it. So let's start like we always do. In the upper right hand corner, I need you to put your name. I'm going to put mine. I need you to put AT if you're an Austin Tracy student. I need you to put TH if you're Temple Hill. And you're going to put a 2 because you're a second grader. This pen is running out of ink, so let me throw it away and find me another one. This one may be too wide for what we're doing, but I'll give it a go. You can use a pencil or a crayon. I'm using a marker just so it shows up really good for you, okay? I want you to go to the middle of your paper, and I want you to make just a little bit of a rainbow line. Then I want you to come down to a V and back up. That is going to be our beak of our little penguin. Remember, if I go too fast, pause the video. Over here, you're going to do 2 circles. Those are going to be his little eyes. And if you will remember, we try to put light catchers in our eyes. So let's do little tinier circles. And then we're going to fill in around those circles. And that just gives little highlights to the eye. When we look in a mirror, we see highlights in our eyes where the light reflects. And we can try to do that in our drawings. Let's do 2 little circles here too. And if we leave those little white specks, it just makes the eyes more interesting. It gives our little characters a little more attitude. Let's give them a little bit of an eyebrow, just a slight one. Okay? Now, a penguin is both black and white. So we're going to have to distinguish the white part of his body. Let's come down like that. Let's do, it's kind of like the top of a heart, isn't it? And let's make sure we come down to the same line if you're using lined paper. Okay, and that's going to distinguish then from the black part of his body from the white part of his body. So we've got the sides of his head here. Okay, now let's put a hat on him. So we're going to do a slight little rainbow line like this. Okay. And then let's come out here to the side and let's do a little diagonal line like that. And let's take it up and up. And then let's do a little rainbow line again. It's going to be like the brim of his hat that he's wearing. And then just bring his toboggan up like this and like this. And pom-pom hats are in right now. So let's do a little zigzag line here and across the top. And make him have one of those little fuzzy pom-poms on the top of his hat. What do you say? Now, let's go right here and let's do just a little rainbow. And I'll show you why we're doing that here in just a minute. Okay? Now from that rainbow, we're going to come out like this, and then we're going to have these two lines join it. And then let's go out this way, and again we'll have our two lines join us there. This is going to be the little scarf that he has around his neck. Let's do two diagonal lines on the side again so we have that feeling of it being wrapped around. And let's go out and in just a little bit so that we have the illusion that it's kind of wrapped around him. And let's bring this line down and this line down so we have the little scarf. Okay. We'll finish it and let's put some little fringe on the bottom of it. And then let's use our line here on our paper if you're using line paper and do that horizontal line back around like that. And then let's have this little scarf come out behind him right here. We'll put little fringe on that other side too. Now, let's finish off our penguin. Let's extend this line. So we're going to pretend it goes there and then it goes behind the scarf like that. We'll do the same thing on this side. We'll have him come down and go like that. And then the black part of his body will come down and go into that one. And this one will come down and disappear into that line. And then let's just finish this off right here. All right. Now, let's give him some little feet. What do you think? Okay. So let's give him some little, just some little oval shaped feet. And then he's got little flappers for arms. So let's go down here and just put some little narrow ovals to be his little flapper arms. Okay? Now, we've drawn our penguin. Again, pause the video if I'm going too fast. I'm going to make that too a little darker. Let's review our pattern. We want the hat and the scarf to have patterns on them. So let's do a line pattern right here in the brim of his hat, or the part that turns up on his wool hat. So I'm going to do an extra line through there. And I'm going to make the top one go diagonal, straight, diagonal, straight, diagonal, straight, diagonal, straight, diagonal, straight, diagonal. And then for the bottom one, let's do this shape pattern here. Triangle, square, triangle, circle, square, triangle, circle. What would come next? It'd be another square, wouldn't it? We see that a lot in our math and geometry. We're seeing it in our art as well. So let's try to duplicate this pattern right here. So let's do triangle, circle, square, triangle, circle, square, triangle, circle, square, triangle, circle. How about that? And then if you have crayons, you can do any kind of color pattern with different colors on there that you want. If you don't have crayons, it's okay. We're all just doing the best we can while we're having to stay at home. But if you